yesterday I posted a poll on my YouTube community tab asking if starting a business is something you like to do, what's stopping you? I received a few responses on my both YouTube and Instagram, but the most interesting comment came from Myra, who said the main problem is not having good ideas and the fear of wasting time and money on the bad one. And this comment highlights some common myths people believe about starting a business. So in this video, I want to break down these myths and share my perspective on them. So if you are new here, my name is Nancy and I have been in the online business space for over 5 years. Built my first 6-figure business in 2024 and started my first YouTube channel in 2020. But after gaining over 25,000 subscribers, it got demonetized. But now again, I am back on the new journey with the same enthusiasm. The key thing to remember is that building a multi-million-dollar lifestyle business doesn't happen overnight. Along the way, there are countless failures and that's just a part of the journey. So in this video, I want to share some common myths I have encountered in my business journey. So let's start with the myth number 1. That is, you need a good idea to start a business. This is actually a myth. You don't need a great idea to start a business. You just need any idea to get started. One of my core beliefs is that for most people, their first 3 businesses are likely to fail. And that's a good thing. Those failures will teach you the skills necessary to build a successful business. You learn how to run a business by actually starting one and figuring things out along the way. Not just by watching endless videos, taking countless courses, attending business school, or working a corporate job. While these things can help to some extent, they don't teach you the real hands-on experience of building and growing a business. Starting a business is a lot like learning to ride a bike. You could read every book on cycling, watch countless tutorials, and even take a class until you actually get on the bike pedal, fall a few times and keep trying. You won't truly learn how to ride. And interestingly, business works the same way. There's some common misconception that you need a great idea to start, as if the bar for an idea is impossibly high. But I love a quote from entrepreneur James Altucher. If you can't come up with 10 business ideas, don't stop. Come with 20. So if you're watching this video right now, chances are you want to start a business but feel stuck. If I ask you, what's your best business idea? You will probably take 1 minute to think. This is because you feel like the idea has to be perfect. What if I told you to come up with 50 business ideas in the next 10 minutes? Even if they're completely terrible. Suddenly the pressure drops. You'd find a way to generate ideas because the goal isn't the quality. It's just to start think like an entrepreneur. And here's the truth. Your first few businesses will probably fail. And that's completely okay. In fact, it's better to start with any idea rather than waiting for the perfect one because those early attempts will teach you the skills you actually need to succeed. Save your great idea when you feel you truly know how to run a business. Once you have some business ideas, you might find my free business planning template helpful. So I will show you on my screen. It's actually designed in Canva and walks you through key steps to turning an idea into a real business. You can grab it completely for free by clicking the link in the description. So now we have got the slide, which is a basic business idea template, and you can duplicate this multiple times for various different business ideas. So here on the template, you can see the step 1, which is who is the target customer for your business. Step 2 is what problem you're solving, and step 3 is where are you going to find your first 10 target customers to potentially pay you for your business idea. Once you have come up with few business ideas using this format, you can then dive into more detailed section of this template. So we have got this slide which is specifically about the problem statement. We have got few prompts around the solution and we have also got few prompts around the target market. I have also got some prompts around your unfair advantage, that is, what is it that gives you personally an edge in the space. For example, it might be something as simple as sending a WhatsApp message to tell your friends and asking if they would be interested to pay you 500 rupees to try out your service. There's really something magical about getting the first customer. Getting that first customer and giving that money will give you an edge towards others in learning business. Remember, again, your first 3 business ideas are probably going to fail, but they're probably going to fail because you haven't found a way to validate the demand, and so we are really trying to optimize for speed here. What is the fastest way to test if someone will pay for this? The idea here is that you imagine it's 3 months from now, and what are the top 3 reasons why this business that you're starting doesn't go to plan, and what actions can you take to mitigate against each of these risks. Then we have a slide for your distribution strategy for your annual goals. And if you like, you can also use this weekly project part of the template to take action week on week. So let's start with the first business idea. And this is exactly how I would approach if I were starting a new business. When coming up with a business idea, we begin with a problem statement. People struggle with problem and my business idea is to help them this by solution. Notice that people come first. Step 1 is always when you're trying to solve a problem for. A common mistake is focusing too much on what or how. But a business isn't a business unless it has paying customers. And that's why we always start with the who. For example, let's say my business idea is freelance video editing service. Then who are my people? YouTubers, maybe YouTubers or content creators. What is their problem? Editing takes too much time. How does my business idea help them? By offering an affordable and efficient video editing services and allowing them to focus only on content creation. It's not just about the features of your business, it's also about the benefit it provides to the customer. And this approach ensures that your idea isn't just a random concept, but something that solves a real problem for real people, making it much more likely to succeed. Let's flesh out this business idea a bit more. Who is the target customer? In this case, it would be a small YouTubers with under 50k subscribers who want to grow their channel but don't have time to edit their videos. What problem are we solving? Editing takes too much time, eating up the time that could be spent creating more content, or simply enjoying life outside of YouTube. Where can we find 10 potential customers? So to test this idea, we could DM small YouTubers on Instagram or email, post in YouTube related Facebook groups where creators discuss video production, or simply post in YouTube related Facebook groups where creators discuss video production. You can also engage in YouTubers on Reddit and offer free sample edits to get initial traction. And this is just one example of starting a business. Another idea could be a local dog walking service, or a room cleaning service, or any kind of management service. The key here is to just validate the demand quickly by finding the real people who are interested in your service. If you are using this business idea template, you can fully customize it to match your branding. Whether that's adjusting the colors, fonts, layout, you can personalize it to reflect your style. If you have access to premium design tools, you can even apply brand guidelines to maintain a consistent look across your business planning materials. So this brings up an important mindset shift when thinking about business and financial security. Now let's talk about the myth number 2. That is, time spent on a failed business is wasted time. Many people hesitate to start a business because they fear wasting time and money on something that might not work. But this is completely myth, because learning through failures is a necessary step. Think of it like riding a bicycle. You wouldn't say that the first few times I fell were a waste of time, because that's how you learn to ride a bike. Similarly, every failed business attempt teaches you skills like marketing, sales, problem solving that you will need eventually succeed. There's a fear of uncertainty. Many people are afraid to start a business because they are conditioned to optimize for certainty. Schools teaches us to follow a path, getting a good grade, getting degree, and then getting a stable job. Usually parents, unless they are entrepreneurs, often push for safe careers like accounting or finance rather than uncertain fields like business or music. Do you really need 100% financial security? Some people generally need financial stability. So if you're already in that case, then prioritizing a steady income before taking business risk makes sense. However, many people overestimate their need for security. They are not actually at the risk of losing their home or starving. The fear is more emotional, the fear of failure, uncertainty, or judgment. But the reality is business actually riskier than a job? But today's reality might sound very fascinating. Do you think that business is actually riskier than a job? In today's world, even a secure job are at risk. All know that AI is automating industries, companies lay off employees, and no job is truly guaranteed. So in many cases, owning your own business can actually provide more financial security because you control your income rather than relying on the employer. So what is the takeaway? Starting a business isn't about eliminating the risk. It's about learning how to manage it. The sooner you start, the sooner you develop the skills that will lead to success. So now this leads to our myth number 3, that is, you need money to start your first business. Now a lot of people think they need capital to start a business, but that's not true. specifically if you start with a service based business rather than a product based business. So, there are a few questions I would like to answer. First one is, why do people think business require money? So these days we are seeing that there's a wave of startups, and some shows like Shark Tank reinforces this idea that we need money to start a business. Because businesses that appear are mostly product based. Because businesses that appear on that show are mostly product based businesses. Physical items that require manufacturing, inventory, and of course funding. Most people immediately associate business with creating a new product rather than offering a service. The second point I would like to mention is your first business should be a service business rather than a product business. Selling your skills and time instead of a physical product lets you start with zero investment. At 14 years old, you might offer a lawn mowing in your neighborhood. One day I saw a little kid who is around 14-15 years old. He simply asked to uncle that, "Can I just clean your lawn in exchange of 100 rupees?" And this completely clicked my mind. So if you're a college student or a university grad, you can offer social media management services, graphic designing services, all requiring just a laptop and an internet connection. Service based businesses are low risk and high learning experiences. You don't have to worry about manufacturing costs, shipping, or logistics. The third one is the lack of capital excuse. Many people say that they can't start a business because they don't have money. But unless you are trying to develop an app or launch a physical product, you don't need much capital. Most profitable businesses start as service and later expand into products. Even if your goal is to sell a product eventually, starting with a service can fund that goal. Now, the fourth is start small, learn, and then expand. If your first business fails, it's not a waste of time, it's learning how to run a business. Instead of waiting for investment, find a service based business you can start today with skills that you already have. So, my takeaway is you don't need money to start, you just need a skill and people that will pay for you. Start with freelancing, consulting, or service based work, build experiences, and then scale up. Now, the conclusion is, so if you have been holding back from starting your own business because you're afraid of failing, worried about financial security, or think you need a huge investment to get started, hopefully this video helped break those myths. Failure isn't wasted time, it's a part of the process. Most jobs aren't as secure as they seem, and the best businesses don't always require a big upfront investment. The key is to just start small, learn from experiences, and build momentum. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed. If you enjoyed, then give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And I will meet you very soon in my next video. Bye.